Well, hello. Welcome to the Petty Details. I'm Jen Petty. This is Justin Petty, and we are Petty Details, and we are subject matter experts in all things auto property damage. And he testifies on the stand on all types of diminished value, loss of use, total loss, those types of things. And we talk to people all day, every day about these types of issues. And the big issue that we always hear, what do I do if I'm upside down on my loan and I have a total loss? What if I have
Yeah,
a bank loan? I'm upside down on my loan after I have a total loss.
yeah. Unfortunately today, today's world, most people have to finance a car. And so you have to get
Big
a loan
payments.
and you're paying more than what it's worth because of the interest. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you don't load up on the front end and pay off a lot of the equity, a lot of the principal of the loan, then your interest eats up that, and you're quickly in a couple of years, your vehicle has depreciated more than how much you've paid on the equity on your car, and so you're upside down. You owe 27,000, but your car is only worth 25, and
Mm-hmm.
there's not really anything that can be done about that in a total loss scenario. Your car's worth what it's worth. The insurance company doesn't owe you for how much you owe the bank. That's between you and the bank. But you should, in most cases, consider getting a gap policy, a policy that covers the difference between what is owed on the car and what the insurance company will offer on the vehicle. And so
Well, do they
gap,
always cover it though? What about when the gap
yeah, I
is really
mean,
big?
gap doesn't is not a solution for every scenario.
Okay.
There is a cap at how much difference in value they will cover, and so some
And that's in the
they're
policy,
different.
right? That's in their policy would say that
You
maybe.
there's a gap addendum to most. It's called a gap addendum, or you get your own gap warranty policy, and you there's a policy, and it's normally a couple of pages long, and it talks about all of the what they owe, all the terms about what they'll
How
cover on the gap.
well, how do they know? So they have a total loss and they're getting a low offer on their total loss, but how do they know if they should settle or like go under the appraisal clause and try to get more? Is that really based on is the gap really going to cover that gap or not? And that's probably
Yeah,
when they should or not.
well, that's a good question because it doesn't matter. You have the ability to invoke the appraisal clause even after the claim has been resolved. There's no release that you sign for the insurance company. If
Yeah,
they're
that's a
asking
big
you to,
thing. That's always confusing.
it is. When it's your own insurance company, then they can't force you to sign a release. You have that coverage. And so even if you say, fine, send me the 28,000 and you still owe 4,000 on the vehicle because Gap only paid so much of it and you still owe some,
Hmm.
that that doesn't mean that you can't then still invoke the appraisal clause and get the original value up to what it should have been. Maybe they were making you a low offer, which does happen, unfortunately. They know there's gap on it, so they make a low offer because it's not you don't care. The gap's going to cover it,
Yeah.
and so they'll make that low offer, and then the gap covers it. A lot of
And
times
them
the
gap
gap.
companies are hurting.
That's right. I've consulted with a few of them,
Straight with
and
them, the top ones in the industry.
they have the ability to have their customer invoke appraisal on those cases where the gap is too big, where they're starting out too low. And if they would start out a little higher, then the gap coverage would pay for the rest of it. But the
Hmm.
insurance company is leveraging an advantage that they have, and it's frustrating. So get your gap policy, read it. There's limits to it. If there's still something that you owe after gap pays, then you might want to call us and let us look at it too, and just see, was the original offer high enough to begin with, or did they lowball the offer just because they knew there was gap on it?
Yeah,
And
that's good to
so
know because, like, if you've already settled it, but then Gap won't cover it all, then you're like, well, now I'm just out thousands of dollars out of my pocket. You can still reach out to us and get help.
You can still invoke the appraisal clause of your
Yeah.
policy. You
Yeah,
can say, I
that's pretty
disagree.
cool.
You say, I disagree with that. There's nothing that says that you can't. If there's not, you didn't sign something that says, okay, because you paid it, I've agreed that that's how much
Yeah.
you owe. You can say, I dispute that. I appreciate you
Like you
paying
would
the
with a
undisputed
third party
portion.
claim.
Right.
Like you would against
Well,
someone else where you're releasing them like a full and final
right.
release from.
Well, and that goes into probably another video that we need to do about the undisputed portion of your
Yes,
claim.
yeah, that'll be our next video.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else that we need to know about Gap?
That's it. I mean, with Gap, get your Gap policy. Don't let there be, if the Gap pays for everything, fine. If it doesn't, call us and let us look at it, because most of the time there's some mistakes there that we can fix, and it will realign that Gap payment to where you don't have anything out of pocket.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have an issue, of course, our website's going to be in the description. If you have any comments, like if you're dealing with an issue with your Gap and you just want to get straight to us on our comments on YouTube, then go ahead and leave us a comment, and we might even make a video about your exact situation. One of these days, we might even start an Ask the Expert type of little section. So tune in, keep watching, because we're going to have a lot more subjects that you're going to be interested in if you're dealing with a total loss. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
End it. It's in the video.
I can't end it. I just can't end it.
Go and say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.